Texoma's #1 rated newscast, broadcasting live from 12 studios. This is News 12 at noon.
Right now at noon, search and rescue efforts continue after 2 teens go missing at Pennington Creek and Tishomingo. We'll have the latest in a live report.
Justice Brett Kavanaugh takes his seat on the bench. I'm Mola at the Supreme Court with a look at Kavanaugh's first day after a bitter confirmation battle.
And storm damage being reported in parts of southern Oklahoma. A live report from Marietta is straight ahead. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us for News 12 at noon. I'm Lauren Smith. And getting straight to that forecast, meteorologist Tom Miller is joining us, and parts of the area getting hit harder than others.
Yeah, we saw that line of thunderstorms, some of them severe, produce quite a bit in the way of straight line wind damage, and that extended across much of Oklahoma and parts of North Texas. Well, it still is a weather alert day, even though the threat of the severe weather is starting to shift off to our east. We're still in store for more showers and thunderstorms, and now we're starting to turn our focus more to a heavy rain event, as we still could see 1 to 3 inches of rainfall. There is a flash flood watch in effect for much of southern Oklahoma. Couple counties still under a tornado watch until 2 o'clock, and that would be Pushmataha as well as Choctaw counties, Antlers, and Hugo. But let's take a look at the radar, and you can see that we still are looking at some good rainfall across the area, Lauren, not only this afternoon but into this evening. So we again could see additional 1 to 2 inches for most of us, and one of the computer models is saying isolated areas up to 4 to 6. Well, that may not be the case. However, all this should be said and done later on this evening. Due to a cold front, we could see some fantastic fall-like conditions tomorrow. We'll check out the forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you so much, Tom. Love County is seeing much of the damage from this morning's storms. That's where we find News 12's Kristen Weaver. Kristen, what's going on where you are?
Yeah, Lauren, well, we're here on 3rd Avenue in Marietta, where straight line winds have knocked trees into power lines and also destroyed some buildings. You can actually see the house behind me, the roof has actually been blown off and went into the structure right next to it. So a lot of damage here. Emergency management tells us that much of Love County is out of power due to those trees falling on power lines. There's also several roofs blown off homes and buildings that have collapsed due to these high winds. At least 7 homes have been affected here in Marietta. But luckily no injuries have been reported. About 10 departments total have been working together this morning. Now, emergency management is working hard all morning to make sure that all the power is back on. We're told that Pontotoc, Grayson, and Cole counties have also seen homes that are out of power. Of course, stay with KXII all day on our website and app. We're going to give you live updates tonight at 5 and 6. We're live here in Marietta. Kristen Weaver, News 12.
Thank you, Kristen. Also right now at noon, search and rescue teams are still looking for the 2 swimmers missing at Pennington Creek for nearly 48 hours now. News 12's Crystal Martinez joins us live from Tishomingo with the latest. Crystal.
Lauren, the 17-year-old and 19-year-old who are from the Lone Grove area but attended Dixon schools were last heard from Sunday when they texted a group of friends that they were going to go swimming at Pennington Creek that afternoon. OHP boats have been coming in and out of the water since early this morning. We're told storms and the heavy current near the dam have made it dangerous for rescue groups to stay in the water. Now, most of the search has been going on near and around the dam, but officials are now regrouping to figure out what their next plan of action is to find these teens before the next big storm hits. Live in Tishomingo, Crystal Martinez, News 12.
Thank you, Crystal. Oklahoma Highway Patrol troopers are investigating what caused a crash that claimed the life of a 23-year-old man last night in Choctaw County. It happened around 11 on Highway 271 in Grant. Troopers say a vehicle was making a left turn on the highway and was struck by another vehicle. A passenger in one of the cars, 23-year-old Jared Harvey, was pronounced dead at the scene. Troopers say the person who was driving that vehicle, 23-year-old Dakota Hoff, smelled like alcohol. He was treated and released at a hospital for injuries sustained during the crash. The driver of the other car was not injured. UN Ambassador Nikki Haley is resigning. Mola Lengi has the very latest from Washington.
UN Ambassador Nikki Haley is stepping down from her post. She joined President Trump to make the announcement at the White House.
It has been an honor of a lifetime.
Mr. Trump said Haley was special to him, and he also praised her for the work she did on behalf of the United States.
She told me probably 6 months ago, she said, you know, maybe at the end of the year, at the end of a 2-year period, but the end of the year, I want to take a little time off. I want to take a little break.
But some are questioning the timing of Haley's resignation, with the U.S. trying to resolve turmoil around the globe. Just shy of 2 years on the job, Haley was instrumental in announcing new economic sanctions against North Korea and defended America's airstrikes on Syria last year.
It was time to act. Bashar al-Assad must never use chemical weapons again.
Haley has been a rising star within the Republican Party, with speculation of a presidential run somewhere in her future.
I'm not running for 2020. I can promise you what I'll be doing is campaigning for this one.
Haley will step down at the end of the year.
New Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh took the bench for the first time today. Mola Lengi reports.
So help me God. So help me God.
Newly appointed Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh took the bench today to hear his first arguments after a bitter battle over his nomination.
I want to apologize to Brett and the entire Kavanaugh family for the terrible pain and suffering you have been forced to endure.
Accusations of sexual misconduct dating back decades caused protesters to descend on Capitol Hill for the past 2 weeks. More demonstrators lined up outside of the High Court to greet Justice Kavanaugh on his first day. This morning, the president tweeted, "The paid D.C. protesters are now ready to really protest because they haven't gotten their checks. In other words, they weren't paid. Screamers in Congress and outside were far too obvious, less professional than anticipated by those paying or not paying the bills." Justice Kavanaugh also received criticism from a retired Supreme Court justice for striking a partisan tone during his confirmation.
This whole 2-week effort has been a calculated and orchestrated political hit.
Now, Justice Kavanaugh promises to be a force for stability and unity.
I was not appointed to serve one party or one interest, but to serve one nation. Every American can be assured that I will be an independent and impartial justice.
The first arguments Kavanaugh will hear are technical cases involving what constitutes an armed career criminal. Mola Lengi, CBS News, the Supreme Court.
Hurricane Michael is barreling toward the Florida Panhandle, and 2 million people are in its path. It's now a Category 2 storm, but Michael is expected to intensify before it makes landfall tomorrow. Hillary Lane is in Panama City Beach with the latest.
The Florida beach trip for the Gillum family is over. They've packed up to leave because of the mandatory evacuations ordered ahead of Hurricane Michael.
3 kids. If it was just the adults, we would have rode it out, but, got to be safe since they're with us.
They'll be joining the thousands of people clogging roads heading out of town. Gas is in short supply. Throughout the Panhandle, businesses are boarding up and residents are filling sandbags. Here in Panama City Beach, the normally bustling Pier Park is an absolute ghost town. Almost all the stores here are closed. And if you're wondering why the windows here are not boarded up, it's because recently many of the stores here installed hurricane-proof glass. Michael is expected to make landfall around midday Wednesday and could get stronger.
The storm is likely to strengthen to a Category 3 over the next 12 to 24 hours. So that is major hurricane status.
Hurricane watches and warnings are up along much of Florida's Gulf Coast and into Alabama. Michael could bring storm surge of up to 12 feet as far south as Tampa.
That means the water will come miles inshore and could easily be over the roofs of houses.
The storm could be the first major hurricane to hit the area since 1995. Hillary Lane, CBS News, Panama City Beach, Florida.
Credit card rates climb and Netflix takes production on the road. I'm Diane Kinghall at the New York Stock Exchange. I'll have those stories and more in your CBS Money Watch report. Stocks fell at the open once again on worries about rising interest rates. Higher rates can weigh on market sentiment because they can increase company costs and then decrease profits. Credit card rates are on the rise. According to creditcards.com, the average interest rate tops 17% this year. That's up almost 1% from a year ago. The rise comes in the aftermath of the Federal Reserve hiking its key lending rate 3 times in 2018. Banks typically use it as a benchmark in setting certain rates. Meanwhile, Microsoft is getting into the ride-hailing business. The tech giant is partnering with Singapore-based on-demand transportation company Grab. Although financial terms of its deal weren't disclosed, Earlier this year, Grab had been seeking to raise $3 billion in hopes of expanding. Microsoft says its investment will allow Grab to use Microsoft's machine learning and AI technology. And Netflix is building a new production facility in New Mexico. The streaming movie giant is expected to buy an existing studio complex in the outskirts of Albuquerque. Local officials say the upcoming production work is expected to result in $1 billion in spending over the next decade. Netflix projects produced in New Mexico include the limited series Godless and Longmire. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
Well, we can hear the rain pretty loudly here over the News 12 studio in Sherman. How's it looking for the rest of the area?
Well, we're still expecting showers and thunderstorms. The good news is the severe weather threat is decreasing. However, our flood risk is increasing. I'll explain when we come back.
You're watching News 12 at noon with Lauren Smith. And from the Weather Authority, here's Tom Miller.
Well, it is still a weather-aware day as we're still anticipating some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Again, the severe weather threat has decreased, but our flooding threat still is with us and will be throughout this evening. We still could see a storm or two pulse up to produce some strong wind as well as some lightning and, of course, heavy rainfall. We could see, again, additional 1 to maybe 3, 4 inches of rainfall over what we've already seen. And if we take a look at Doppler 12 Live, you can see much of the area seeing light to moderate rain with a few embedded thunderstorms all pulling up to the east-northeast fairly slowly at about 25 miles per hour. This is good news. The severe weather threat again has pushed into extreme eastern Oklahoma and northeastern Texas, but it does include a portion of Pushmataha and Choctaw County, really east of Antlers, east of the Hugo area towards McCurtain County and into Red River County. And again, we're not expecting any problems really after midnight, but flood threat still exists. As you can see, the area of flood watch, and again we have that tornado watch for Push as well as portions of Choctaw County until 2 o'clock this afternoon. Of course, river problems, streams and river are going to be out of their banks. So look at the rainfall moving across the area. Some embedded thunderstorms along that 69-75 corridor, moving off generally to the north. That is the showers and thunderstorms, but the whole mass is slowly moving off to the east at about 25 miles per hour. We're going to take a look at the view from a little different angle. Look at this line of thunderstorms extending from northern Kansas through eastern Oklahoma all the way down through southern Texas. This is what moved through our area earlier this morning, producing those straight line winds, and unfortunately did produce some tornado damage from Oklahoma City to the Tulsa area. For us, again, we can pretty much put that severe weather threat behind us, but we're still anticipating quite a bit in the way of rain. So look at our Sherman Tower Cam and Texoma Parkway. So far, you can see rain amounts have been over 1 3/4 of an inch in some areas. Well, other areas have seen about 2/10 of an inch, but much more rain on its way. Rain-cooled air is helping our temperatures out, staying in the 60s right now, and winds still pulling in that Gulf moisture at about 3 to 5 miles per hour. The cold front located just around the Elk City area, back towards the Lubbock area. And behind it, look at that temperature, Guyman, at 44 degrees. Well, the front will cut through Texoma late tonight, early tomorrow morning. And once it does, that'll put an end to the rain chances, start to clear us out, leaving us very fall-like conditions for our Wednesday and Thursday. But again, the high-res Futurecast model showing some scattered showers and, yes, some thunderstorms in the area. But again, our main attention is going to be the flood potential for the rest of this afternoon into tonight. And then as the front moves through the area, again, that'll put an end to any shower activity, but also usher in some cooler temperatures. You know where that jacket is? Back in the closet? You may be able to get it out today because you definitely will need it tomorrow, or you may be scrambling to find something to put over your shoulders as you head out the door tomorrow morning. It's going to be much cooler. 100% chance of rain, a few embedded thunderstorms the rest of this afternoon. High temperatures, well, we pretty much saw that, was 78. We're going to kind of settle into the 60s today. 56 for a low tonight, 80% chance of rain. And we're looking at that front to move through late tonight, early tomorrow morning. And look at that high temperature. Under clearing skies, 73 degrees. Will be cool Thursday morning, 55. A high of only 69 with less humidity. Friday morning, a few of us will be in the mid to upper 40s for lows. And then we're expecting a high of 69, but another chance of showers and thunderstorms late Friday. Scattered showers and thunderstorms Saturday and Sunday with the next cold front.
Processed foods have a bad reputation for being unhealthy and are considered a major player in our nation's obesity epidemic. But according to the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, some processed foods do have a place in a balanced diet. The term processed food includes any food that has been changed in some way. Foods that have been cooked, canned, frozen, or packaged, or foods that have been fortified, preserved, or prepared. Some processed food is beneficial. Milk can be fortified with calcium and vitamin D. Hard-boiled eggs and frozen vegetables can add nutritional value to your diet. The trick is to look for hidden sugar, sodium, and fat. Also, choose foods that are labeled no salt added, low sodium, or reduced sodium. And finally, avoid trans fats, which raise bad cholesterol and lower good cholesterol. For Moms Every Day, I'm Amber Kanoy.
Facebook is branching out to become more than a social network. The company is introducing a new video chat device for the home. John Blackstone got a look at it.
As if there weren't already enough screens in our lives, in our hands, on our laps, in our offices, homes, and cars, Facebook now wants us to have yet another screen.
Hey John, welcome to your first portal call.
Rafael Camargo led the team that developed Facebook's portal, specifically for making video calls. I can already do that with my iPhone with FaceTime. I can do that with Facebook Messenger.
We give you great picture quality, as you can see.
Perfect sound, but that's just the beginning.
The portal's built-in camera does perform one impressive trick. It automatically follows users as they move.
As you can see, I'm now moving around.
And all on its own, the camera widens the shot if a second person enters.
Like if my colleague Alex comes here. Yes.
But could it also open a home to hackers, particularly being introduced less than 2 weeks after Facebook admitted a security breach exposed personal information of some 50 million users?
The timing it really couldn't be worse.
Jennifer Lynch is an attorney with the Electronic Frontier Foundation.
So bringing video into the home, bringing a camera into the home, I think it just sort of ups the ante on the possibility of these security breaches really impacting our lives.
Facebook's portal shares some of the traits of smart speakers like Google Home and Amazon's Echo with its voice-activated assistant, Alexa.
It does everything that all these home devices do. Obviously, you get a camera cover to kind of get peace of mind and all that. But more importantly, from the onset, we said the devices never record.
The large screen Portal Plus is priced at $349. A smaller model is $199. Both Portal devices will be available for sale in November, just in time for the holiday shopping season for those no longer satisfied with the video chat on a much smaller screen. John Blackstone, CBS News, San Francisco.
Well, this Saturday is the 128th Eisenhower birthday celebration in Denison, and Donna Dow is here to tell us about what to expect this year. Thank you, Donna, for being here.
Thank you. We're going to have a great day, and we'll have a rain plan, so let's get that out of the way right quick.
Rain or shine event. Excellent.
That's right.
And y'all have a lot of things going on Saturday, but also throughout the next few days.
Right. All through the month of October, we have the Wall of Honor, and that's in the Katy Depot. You go through the Red River Railroad Museum, and they're open Thursday through Saturday from 11 to 4, and on Sunday from 1 to 4. And it's a wall of veterans and current service members, and you can just go honor them. We've alphabetized them this year to make it easier to find.
That sounds like it'd be a really impactful thing to do. And then on Saturday, of course, everything. When does that kick off Saturday morning?
So we have the brick dedication at 10 a.m.
Okay.
at the Loy Park. That's where Eisenhower's monument is. And so you can join us there. We'll have a special gift for all veterans. We've got a challenge coin in honor of the Vietnam anniversary. And so we want to recognize our veterans that way. We'll have Merrill Eisenhower Atwater, the great-grandson of President Eisenhower, to speak, and so that'll be a great day. And then after that, we'll go on over to the birthplace, where from 9 to 3 they'll have a car show, and that's a new addition this year. So Main Street Motors is helping us with that, and you can go from, they have cars and coffee early that morning, and then you can go on over to the birthplace from 9 to 3. At 1 o'clock, Merrill will be helping us cut the birthday cake, and then we'll have a USO show by Shonda Raines Entertainment Group at 2 p.m.
Awesome. And so now, if you were interested in entering a car into the car show, could you still do that?
Yes, you can. You just show up that day, and so it's show and shine. You don't have to pay an entry fee, and we'll have dash plaques for the first 25 that show up, and we'll also have a People's Choice.
Perfect. And so 2 p.m. is the USO show. Just a whole bunch of things going on throughout the day that day.
It's going to be a great day and a great reason to go on out to Eisenhower's birthplace.
Yeah, and again, that is this Saturday. Donna, thank you so much for being here and letting us know about that. We'll be right back after this with a final check for your forecast.
Radar showing a good area of light to moderate rain, a few embedded thunderstorms. The good news is the severe weather threat is just about over. Our attention now turns to heavy rain threat, as again flooding will be the major concern for this afternoon into this evening. And we're looking at anywhere from 65 to 70 for a high temperature today, dropping down to 56 tonight.
All right, well, thank you so much for watching that for us, Tom, and thank you for joining us. We hope you have a great day.